Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay. Shall we start?
Yes, sure, sir. You can.
Okay. I was just going through the syllabus. Uh, right. Uh, what are the different sources of finance? What are the different sources of finance for the industries or for the available for the
Sir, voice টা break হচ্ছে।
It is clear, I hope. There must be some problem from your side. What are the different sources from the industry? I'm sorry, sources are available for the industry or an enterprise. So the sources may be identified as short term, medium term, long term. So, but I will side by
Voice is breaking, sir.
soft copy I will give. Okay, so that you can, in short, in fact, you can like refer those materials. Then another question is that the different mechanism for analyzing the risk. The different mechanism for analyzing the risk analysis. So what are the different mechanisms are there which financial institutions. See, we always analyze, suppose I am an entrepreneur, so I always analyze the risk, but it is more riskier on the part of the investor. The person who is investing money, it is more, I mean to say, he is taking maximum risk because his money is being invested in the company. So risk analysis is done from two sides. One is that the person concerned or the entrepreneur, usually he analyzes the risk. Another is that the financial institutions, those who are like investing their fund or money, they also analyzes the risk. So the risk analysis is also there. Then another question, you just write it down.
Sir,
From unit.
sir,
Yes.
sir, excuse me, kindly repeat the second question. Could not get it due to voice break.
Okay, the second question is that what are the different mechanisms usually adopted to analyze the risk? Different mechanisms adopted. Okay. Different mechanisms adopted to analyze the risk level. So the risk levels are generally analyzed by the person concerned. Okay, so like see, I am the owner. I always analyze the level of risk which I may face in the course of action. So that is one side. Other side is that the investors, those who are like investing their money, they also analyzes the risk because it is all about the money what they are investing in your business. So that is another part. So both the way the risks are usually analyzed. So this question you also get in the examination. These are there in your unit 3. Write down the questions from unit 4. What is small scale industries? What is small scale industries? Write down the different types of SSI, its characteristics and objectives, basic purpose of SSI. What is small scale industry? The different types of SSIs, its objective and the characteristics of SSI. Okay. Next question. How to register a SSI or registration of small scale industries. How that practice or how that process is adopted and what are the benefits are there. If you are registering, then what are the benefits you will get or you will get. So one is that what is SSI, the types of SSIs, and the objectives of SSI, the characteristics of SSI, small scale industries, and if you want to register, then how it is possible and why it is needed or why it is required. What are the positive side of registration? Okay, so that is another. How to register the unit and what are the basic facilities usually one will get of registration. Okay, now these are the questions of from unit 3, unit 4. Another is that write down the role of government. Another question, write it down. Write down the role of government in promoting small scale industries. Write down the role of government, why government is promoting to register the units. Why government is promoting, why government is insisting. Okay, like see, the government is also motivating, and see, the purpose of conducting the EDP is that one aspect is that the people will be trained. One aspect of attending the EDP is that they will be trained to know about the technical know-how. They will know the policies, practices, challenges, all the aspects. And another is that they will become a motivated worker. So that if someone is attending such programs, then they will feel better and they will be encouraged to work more. That enthusiasticness will always remain with that individual. So that is one side. Another side is that in that EDP or in that program, government will insist or government will tell about the advantages or the positive side of registration. For that reason only, what will happen once someone intend to start, and after getting up the certificate with a project report, one can submit the project report in the financial institution or in the banking sector or in the bank, and see, once you are submitting your paper in a bank for getting of financial assistance, then registration is a must. So there are many like facilities are there of registration. I will tell those facilities in which way you will be benefited. Right. Now another question from, see, I am combining unit 3 and unit 4 and unit 5. Another question, write down. What is the present status of small scale industries? Present status implied that in which way the small scale industry is contributing towards the economic growth of the country, economic growth of the nation. How the SSIs. I said about EDP. It is SSI. How that SSIs are contributing towards the economic growth of the country or the nation. Okay, that is another part is that how these SSI maintain the regional growth, maintain the balanced regional growth. The regional growth are maintained in a balanced form. How it is possible? That is second. Another is that the GDP is maintained. Okay. Another is that the unemployment ratio will come down. There are many positive side of that promoting SSIs are there. So how it is helpful, and the question is that the role of SSI. See, Tamuku would a question as either from the introduction side or from the end side. So the introduction, if you are getting a question, the detail about SSI, then if you are getting, then you can write the same point. Similar points can be answered. Now, if you are like getting a question, the role of SSI, which contributes towards the economic development of the nation or of the country, so the same points can be written in a different way. But you will not get two questions. Either or, either you will get a question on the introduction part or the role of SSI, how it contributes. Are you getting what? So the question may come in different form, but the answers are a bit similar. So you need the how can you able to answer the questions unless and until if you not got the conceptual clarity in this subject. So you need to understand that this is what is the. I'm not telling to understand this subject. I'm telling about to understand the answers first. Okay, we do not have enough time to read. I know most of the people from your side are working executives, so you are staying far, and we are not like rigid in that way that you need to write all those points. But still, at least you should write some of the points which are like which are usually required to answer a questions. The basic requirements must be fulfilled so that it will satisfy the examiner to give you marks. Okay. Now the another question from Unit 5. The incentives, about incentives and subsidies. What are the provisions of incentives and subsidies? What are the provisions of incentives and subsidies are available for the small scale industries? For the industries, in fact, for the industries. Okay, what are the incentives and subsidies are available for the industries? And these are usually provided by the government of India. By the government, usually the government provides such subsidies, okay, and incentives also. So you need to elaborate such points in which way, what are the advantages, and in which area you will get incentives or subsidies. Okay, in which area you will get such incentives and subsidies. Another question. Next question is that I hope you all of you must be writing the questions. Okay, another question, you write it. Write down the challenges faced by the small scale industries. Now, what are the challenges faced by the small scale industries? So it is very difficult. See, in a deep sea, it is very difficult to sustain a small fish. A small fish faces many challenges to sustain in a deep and big sea. So always what happened, the small fish, jo choto choto sappo you might have seen in National Geographic channel, they usually move with a big fish. And the big fish always allows them to those small fish to be moved along with with that particular big fish. The reason is that usually these small fish, what they do, they usually get the food from the big fish. Here also, the small scale industries usually get the food from the big industries. They will support to provide the raw materials. In that way, they are the feeder agencies. So one type of small scale industry is known as feeder or ancillary industry. I will tell about feeder industry or ancillary. Today I will complete that. So one is, what are the challenges they usually face? See, what a challenge ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଚ୍ୟାଲେଞ୍ଜଟା ମନେ ପକା ମୁଁ କହିଲା ଏଇଟା just now I am remembering those. But a samudra in deep sea, you will see a big fish is moving with that big fish. Small fishes are usually moving. So from where those small fish will get the food, they will eat the skin of the big fish. So one advantage is that from the big fish side is that the skin will always be cleaned by those small fishes. That is one. Another is that from big fish side, if the big fish will feel hungry, that fish will open the mouth and all the small fish will enter into it and the big fish will eat. So now these are the advantages from the big fish side, but disadvantages are there from the small fish side. So these are the, similarly, there are many challenges, many hurdles, many limitations usually faced by small units when they depend fully on the big unit or large scale unit. Now you need to point it out, what are the different challenges are there and how to overcome such challenges. So what are the challenges faced by the small scale industries and how to face or overcome certain challenges we can overcome and certain challenges we need to face, we need to handle, we need to work on it. and we need to take corrective mechanism or action or steps so that you can grow, you can glow, you can build your organization, you can build your own environment. The next is, another is that, what is industrial sickness? As per RBI guideline, what do you mean by industrial sickness? Okay, as per RBI guideline, that means at what point of time you can tell one unit or you can declare the unit as sick. Right? I'm telling the question from unit 5. At what point of time, as per RBI guideline, we can declare one unit as sick, rogograsta. Suppose you are not feeling well, then what you are doing, you are going to the pathology lab and you are doing the blood test and other tests. So that from there you can able to know, okay, up to this, if your body temperature is there, then you are okay. Beyond that, you are sick. Likewise, that also defined by the RBI that up to this, if your profit level is going on, then you are well. If your profit of you are making loss for consecutive 3 years and your balance sheet is not matching, that means break-even point, BEP, break-even point, if you are not touching, then what will happen? You are sick, rogograsta. So, what are the reasons? Another question there is, what are the reasons for becoming sick? Why one unit is becoming sick? What are the reasons behind that? Another is that, see, what remedial measures can be taken by the industry so that the industry can avoid such sickness. Certain industries are, it is seen that many research have been conducted in this area. It is seen that some industry, they wanted to become sick deliberately. Okay, they wanted deliberately to become sick. Some are there. Okay, and some industries, they were well functioning, but due to lack of diversification, growth, expansion, re-engineering, restructuring, okay, implementation of change, then what is happening? If the organization will not implement change, then what will happen? The organization will become sick. So, what are the remedial measures are to be taken so that the industry will not face such consequences or not face such situation or condition, or the industry will never come into that kind of environment. So that is all about why an industry or one enterprise is becoming sick and how to overcome from there, or what are the steps should be taken so that the industry can avoid such. The next question is that, what is CSR? What is CSR? Corporate Social Responsibility. So in which way the entrepreneurs or the enterprises are responsible towards the development of the society. So what are the broad areas? You can get a question, write down the different broad areas, okay, and where the industry or the entrepreneur plays a prominent role, okay, role of responsibility. আমি কইছি কি তুমি কে কইছি কি ROI মু তা কইবি কি ROR. What is that? Role of responsibility. So new term aji asila ROR. ROR is role of responsibility. So in which way the entrepreneur is like delivering the ROR, role of responsibility towards the society, towards the people, towards the employees, towards the stakeholders. Right. Now these are the basic questions. I hope all of you must have written it. Now those who are not attending the class, my honest request, please write down the question and circulate among your group so that what will happen, all will get those questions. Okay. Now so that you can prepare for the examination, and these are the basic questions. Like you can say, I hope I have discussed 13 questions to 13 or 14 questions. See, you are getting how many questions in the examination? 5, 5, 10, 4, 14 questions you are getting. Of how many marks in total? Around 140 marks question you are getting. Around 140 marks of questions you are getting. Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ମୁଁ କିଛି ଭୁଲ କହିଲି କି?
ନା ନା ସर कंटिन्यू କରନ୍ତୁ।
No, you are getting a question around 140 marks. So I 40 mark question आपण माने पाउछंती and you need to answer questions of 80 marks and you need to score 25 marks. At least 25 marks to secure 33% or 36%. Right? So this is up to you. The entire questions whatever I discuss, these are the questions. ମୁଁ पढ़ाए कि जे भी पढ़ो से यही question discussion करिवो. Be assured the questions never come from our side. It is always given by the university. But these are the questions that I can tell from my experience side. Now what is that? I will start with about small scale industries or units. Now there is a specific guideline on that. You just write down. Move on, karuchi suno. It is a big chapter. SSI is a big chapter, बहुत lengthier way. I will tell the bullet wise. I will tell pinpointed. Just remember those points, and if you can elaborate, if you can, we can say if you can add some ornamental word in that, then you can answer the questions. Okay. So what are the points? Is that the first point you write that SSI is an individual undertaking. What is that? First point is that it is an individual undertaking. Mostly. It is an individual undertaking or a small group of person spends on fixed assets which must not exceed more than 1 crore.
Sir, fixed asset?
Which must not exceed more than 1 crore. But such amount is not certain and can be changed by the government.
Sir, not certain?
Not certain. See, it is not certain how much money you are investing. Suppose the norm says that it must not exceed 1 crore, but still it is not certain, which can be changed by the government rule now. Please go through the website. You can get the accurate amount. But still, initially it was 50 lakhs. Now it is identified as 1 crore. Still it must, I hope it is 1 crore is there, but it may change. Okay, it may change to as per the government norm and rule. That's why this 1 crore is never certain, never fixed. The next is that another point is that this business is one-man business, or else we can say this business is one-man business or can run through partnership. It can also run through partnership. Now, can you tell me what is that liability point of view? What we can tell the partnership, the sole proprietorship liability is limited or unlimited?
Limited.
Limited liability.
A company term? What do you mean by limited liability? What do you mean by limited liability? What do you mean by unlimited liability? What do you mean by liability first?
Sir, liability means that means you have to pay. I mean,
you are liable. You are liable for what?
Sir,
In case of winding up
it
of
can
the
be
company.
anything, sir. What you are just, you have to pay. I mean, you have taken something, and for those things, you have to pay. So that is
debt type of
You are
thing.
saying that if you are incurring loss, if your unit is becoming sick, then you are not liable to pay back the money to the financial institution.
Then, sir, whatever my asset, then that will be acquired by them. I mean, the first thing.
Now, assets of which? Assets of Whose assets will be attached? The
Asset
company.
means, sir, my home, my car, my watch, my gold, my everything. It could it will
Now,
be
now,
asset.
now, one term is there in your accounting, bad debts, debalia. Are you
Yes,
getting the point?
yes, sir.
Now tell me, in sole proprietorship or in partnership, the liability is limited or unlimited?
It should be
It is
unlimited, sir.
unlimited.
It's
Limited,
not
sir.
Limited.
It is unlimited. Setting the jano
Yes,
at least. See, this is
yes.
not the thing which we should discuss it here. But from the general sake, at least you should know those. What is limited liability? What is unlimited liability? At least you can counter if in interview. Suppose, for example, you have by mistake this word is coming from a limited liability or unlimited liability. The interviewer certainly asks what do you mean by unlimited liability. Give some
Sir,
example.
limited liability protection give protection from personal responsible for
No, sir.
company.
Limited means whatever we have invested, that is up to that extent only we can liable.
Unlimited means your personal property will be attached.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So see, in company, usually whatever money we are investing, we invest in the name of the company. Suppose I'm the head, I'm the proprietor or owner of the company, or I'm the head of the company. I purchase a car for my personal use. I will never purchase it in my name. Rather, I'll purchase it in the name of the company.
That means that what they are initially give at the time of making partnership that time.
So that is what is the disadvantage, but still it has some advantage if you are registering it. Okay, now what is that? See, here what happens, the sole proprietorship or individual form of business. So that is one. Second is that what is that fixed asset? So whatever money you are investing, you can invest in the fixed asset. Just write down the second bullet of SSI is that the fixed assets, whatever is involved or whatever is invested, it includes the fixed assets includes, just write it down. The fixed assets includes plant machineries, said building, etc. The third point is that the SSIs, small scale industries, if the small scale industry intend to take short term or medium term loans, because these loans I mean we can I mean discussion karinu, but still it is there in the chapter sources of finance. Either we can go for short term finance, either we can go for long term finance. If you intend to go for short term and long term finance from the banks and other financial corporations, state-based financial corporations. Usually, state-wise financial corporations are there. If you want to take money from the financial corporations or institutions or from the commercial bank to procure such fixed assets, then the unit must be registered at state directorate or at DICs. The SSIs, small scale industry, if they wanted to go for loan or any other financial assistance, okay, whether it may be short term, whether it may be medium term, whether it may be long term, okay, or whether they wanted to procure fixed assets, then it must be registered. Where? Either at state directorate or at DICs, district, I mean DIC re taku registration karyaku padibo. Then next is the another is that if the SSIs are registered, they can get What are the facilities? If the SSIs are registered, then what are the facilities usually being gained? One is that they can go for the ISO certifications, credit guarantees, schemes they can also avail.
Sir, credit guarantees and
Credit guarantee schemes. They can avail that because government rules, when you are procuring some raw materials from the government sector, from the government unit, then we can get such facilities. You can take the product or raw material in credit, we get such guarantee. Or else many bank or many financial institutions also raise fund for you for getting of such raw materials. Another is that you can go for ISO certifications. Then another is that it will decrease the custom duties. This registration, if you are a registered body, then you can go for the relaxation in custom duties. Capital subsidy you also get. Capital subsidies. Okay, another is that you can also go for like you can subsidize product, and the registered unit can also get the raw materials, and you can also sell the product to government units. Right? You can also sell the product. The government will act as a purchaser. You can sell the product to the government units. Suppose, for example, when you will come to DDC, you are here, you came to DDC for 2 times to appear the examination. You might have seen the chair and the bench where you sit. Now, you know from where we have procured. We procured all the product from NSIC, National Small Scale Industrial Corporations. Right? We procured all the products from NSIC. Now, why it is possible for us? In fact, if you are procuring the product from NSIC, then there is no need of going with proper tendering process. Directly we can procure because the government money goes to the government account. Now, NSIC never produced such product. NSIC never produced. What the NSIC does, usually they procure it from the registered unit. Different fabrication units, they are registered under NSIC. So what will happen? The fabrication units, those who are registered under the NSIC, they will support with these finished products. Now suppose one unit which do not have the raw materials. One unit is there which do not have raw material. Then NSIC will give guarantee to that particular unit to procure such raw materials from the supplier, from other suppliers. With this channelization, see, the finished product or the outcome will come and it will reach to the ultimate user, and we are the ultimate user. And in between, the NSIC kept some amount of profit. 10% high, 12% high. NSIC kept 10 to 12% of profit in between. So this is what is the advantages of registration. Now another is that subsidy product, supply of raw material, and also the unit or the government usually procure the finished product as a purchaser. Okay. Now another is that the different types of small scale industry, or else you just write down the characteristics. Okay. The characteristics of small scale unit. One characteristics is that I have already given the point. One is that single ownership, single owner or group of person, but ownership is there in the hand of the proprietor. It is in the hand of the proprietor. Then better managerial control. Another is that better managerial control, because the one owner or a group of person, a small group of person, they work together and they control the entire whole unit. So what is that? It is more or less, we can say, centralized. In the centralized manner, the business process continues. The next is that area of operation is bit limited as compared to big unit or industry or company. The area of operation is bit limited. So another, it may be identified as disadvantage, but this is what is the characteristics, is that the area of operation is limited and technology is not up to date as compared to other big units. Another is that technology where these are not up to date because they work with minimum resources. The small scale unit usually work with minimum resources. The next is that flexibilities are there. You can change your way of doing things or dealing as per situations, circumstances. Right? Now you need to have such scope in your project report. When you are preparing the project report, you need to keep such scopes. Suppose you are having a fabrication unit, that is one kind of small manufacturing unit, one scope is that fabrication. Another scope is that you need to go with some other manufacturing like phenyl, incense stick. So you need to keep such scopes. With that scope, if you are registering, then flexibility is there. But that is not possible in case of big farms. So flexibilities are there. Then next is, okay, these are the things, you just write it down in the nature and characteristics. Then what are the different types of small scale industry? One type is that I'm writing it. One is that manufacturing industry. Certain industries are identified as manufacturing industries, okay, which are like responsible to produce the products through a technical aspects. Okay. Another is that ancillary industries, they are supporting. Ancillary, suppose a big farm is there, okay. So for example, we can say, let's say a car manufacturing unit is there, and ancillary industry, the car manufacturing unit are tied up with a small farm. Those farms usually produce battery. Now, that in that we never identify the brand of battery which are there in the car. We always identify the entire in one brand. That is not whether Hyundai or Maruti or some other Honda. We never identify the car from these ancillary products. Now another is that you can become a manufacturer or you can become an ancillary industries. Then another is that service industries. So it can be ancillary or feeder bhi kahi parega. Feeder. So one is that manufacturing industries, ancillary or feeder industries, then service industries. Another is that service industries. Certain industries are there, those who are only there to provide the services, after sale services. Okay. Another is that we can say mining industries. Another we can say is that agricultural industry. Now agriculture हमें बहुत बड़ा ऐसी परिभाषा भी दी. So these are the different types of small scale industries. Broad types. One is your manufacturing, one is your ancillary or feeder, another one is your service industries, another one is your another is your ancillary, and these are the different types of industries which are there. The next is mining is there. See, certain industries they work coal mining okay, or else they usually go for different kind of good industry so somehow we can identify them as mining industries, but ultimatum is that we need to see the capital money which is involved in this. Accordingly we can identify them as small scale industries. Okay. Next, the objective of small scale industries. What are the different objectives? If I will tell, I hope you can understand the subject in a better way. It is very easy to write down the objective, purpose, outcome, all are same. The objective, purpose or outcome all are same. Still you just write down the objectives or purpose or outcome of your small scale industry. One is that it creates employment opportunities. It creates employment opportunities. more employment opportunities with minimum investment. Okay, minimum investment. Okay, then another objective is that to develop the periphery or the local areas. So another is that to develop the periphery of the local areas. It will help to develop such local area or peripheral area. Then it helps to strengthen the economic backbone of the society. Okay, it will help to develop or to strengthen the economic backbone of the society. It also helps to reduce the regional imbalances. It will reduce the regional imbalances. So, particular, suppose what is happening, people are more and more people are interested to come to Bhubaneswar or to go to Mumbai in search of employment. Now, what will happen if the small scale units are spreading over to different places, to different regions? The ultimatum is that these regional imbalances can be reduced. So, what will happen? Balanced regional growth will be possible. Then next is your suitable distribution of income, expenditure, and wealth. Okay, so this income and expenditure can maintain balance, so that again we can say that GDP is possible. Good GDP in the nation is possible. Another is that it will attain the self-reliance. Self-reliance, so self-independent and self-reliance. So these are the, we can say, advantages and your objective of small-scale units. The next is that registration of small-scale units. This is the question of this is the answer of one question about SSI, its objective, characteristics, and types. See, I have only discussed the types in point wise. You need to write, you need to give, define or elaborate such types. The next is the registration. Now, the first is that just write it down, small points, then I will go ahead. All of you are there?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. We are here, sir.
लिखुछ ना नहीं?
लिखुछु, sir.
yes, sir.
Again, sir.
I always insist all the
Here.
students. I always insist to write. Do not listen. If you listen, a time will come after 5 minutes you will forget. Now, if you write, one is that गोटे आसुची अभ्यास. सो लेखिबार अभ्यास आसीबो. मु सबुबेले कहे आजिका जुगर पिला माने their fingers will move faster in the mobile phone than writing a answer in the question paper by using a pen. If I tell to write a passage, I believe in two modes. One mode is on the mobile phone, another mode is that pen and paper. You write faster in the mobile phone than in the pen and paper. So slowly we are forgetting. Slowly we are forgetting. Now time will come, you will also not get pen and paper at your house. A time will come, wait and watch. See, now the time is there, we are unable to, see, there is no need of coming to the institution, staying far, you are attending the course, only for the examination you are coming. A time will come, after I hope, if the next generation, no, we are not going to your institution, tell me whether I can appear the examination staying at my office or at my, and this is already applied in many institutions. आमने गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन रा टिके ये पर डिपेंड करंती ट्रेडिशनल मेकानिज्म ऊपर. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर रनिंग, और एल्स मेनी इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर देयर. आमे प्रोक्टरिंग, ओके, मेनी डीम्ड टू बी यूनिवर्सिटी जो माने अछन देयर प्रोक्टरिंग बहुत गुडे ए जो क्विज टेस्ट गुडा सब ऑनलाइन रे माने देयर इज नो नीड टू कम टू द इंस्टीट्यूशंस. नाउ पीपल आर प्रिफरिंग to study the subject from an unknown person in YouTube than a teacher who is there in your institution. People are, now that is what is happening. Now time will come, people will tell that no, I don't need those person also. So machines are there. Once I will ask questions, the machine will answer. So this is what is the challenges in front of a teacher, in front of a student, in front of the educational institutions. Okay, now write down the registration. Now the first point is that the registration is not at all compulsory, right? The registration is not at all compulsory. If you are registering, then certain provisions you are availing. The registration is never a compulsory parameter, but if you are registering, then you are gaining such certain provisions. That is what the thing you should remember. Then next is that, just write it down, the kind of registration is also not essential.
Sir, repeat it again, sir.
The kind of registration is also not essential, but in case of registration, one unit will become eligible to get benefits from state and central government.
Sir, get benefit.
From state and central government. And the benefits which we have already discussed in the first question. First question we have already discussed. If you are registering, then what are the benefits you are getting? Trade credit you are getting. Okay, you are getting subsidies. You can go for ISO certifications. Okay, you can get finance, or you can also avail loan from the bank easily. And the registration are of two types, right? The registration usually can be done two ways, two types registration. Okay, one stage of registration is known as provisional registrations. And another is your permanent registration. Dita type of registration rochi, provisional registration and permanent registration. Now, the same institute, the same organization usually at the initial stage applies for the provisional registration. Now, to start the initial work, see, आमे कहूचे कि मु प्रोविजनल जेतरो टिके लोक रिटायर करि जाउची जेतरो कहूचे कि मु प्रोविजनल पेंशन टा पाउची. ओके हमर आज 30 तारीख रे कोन छै ना हमर सब यूनिवर्सिटी स्टाफ माने रिटायर करछन. आई वेंट टू द वाइस चांसलर at 5:30 p.m. so and we got this time we got today also, today the NAC score is declared. Just 10 minutes before coming to the class we got the result. We got NAC A plus, and earlier it was A plus. Then what happened, 4 months back the NAC team visited university and they gave A to us, where our grade was reduced to A from A plus. So we applied, we challenged that, and again the team visited to Utkal University and we kept the record once again and we got A plus. So
congratulations, sir. Sir, congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. Congratulations to you people, because it will no way work to us. We are gone. We are gone. The gone in the sense we don't have any future now. We are working. That's what we are working in Utkal University, and we will not sell our certificate anywhere. Okay, so we are here till our death, and after we will retire from Utkal University, right? So I always introduce myself KG to PG, and I will also take my retirement. KG to PG Baniwar High School ru aji jay Utkal re achi thibi ebong rahi thibi je jay mo chakri thibo ba banchi thibi. Now next is, see, it will only help the students, those who are getting the certificates. Now once you are getting the certificate it will be written that NAC A plus accredited institute. Okay, so it will help the students. It will nowhere help the faculties, but we are still working for it. Thank you for that, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank
The
you so
next
much.
thank you, thank you. Now see, and that point of time, more point number actually कौन मैं कहूँगी लेटर भूली गली. When I entered to the vice chancellor room. Before that, we need to go to the conference, vice VC's conference. There I saw 10 to 15 staffs. Those who are getting their retirement today. Today is 30th. So those who are getting retirement today, they are sitting because usually you observe a celebration there. Then I congratulate them because retirement, again a new life will start. I asked, अरे सर सब ठीक हो गया ना आपका पेंशन वगैरह? नहीं, प्रोविजनल पेंशन तो हो गया सर हम लोग तो जा रहे हैं, फिर जो है ना जो पेंशन है वो फिर कैसे होगा देखा जाएगा. मैंने बोला कि प्रोविजनल तो हो गया ना? हाँ हो गया सर, वो तो मिल जाएगा. Then what is that provisional? Provisional is the initial registration, so which will sustain the person concerned, so that it will not hamper the livelihood, right? So that is what is also done here. Provisional registration, once you are getting, then initial requirements can be fulfilled. It will take time to get the permanent registration. जल्दी हमें कौन से कि temporary registration आगुर कौन होतुला ना गाड़ी जेते बड़े बाहर होतुला आगुर मने पका 5-6 वर्ष तळे गोटे कागज मराई के आस्तुला हळदिया कागज और धोला कागज में मारतुला. That is what temporary registration number, and that is valid for 5 to 10 days. Within that time, you need to apply in the RTO and you need to get the permanent registration number. बुझुछ ना नहीं?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Now self registration is no more. Now you cannot take your vehicle without permanent registrations, because many mischiefs were happened because only one registration number is given to the dealer, and that dealer पूरा चिपके दबा सबु जते गाड़ी सेला आज दिन रे 50 टा गाड़ी से registration number चलती. So it is very difficult to identify the vehicles. Now they are not adopting such practices. If you are starting your business, then start with permanent registration. But for this exercise, but here for starting of the business unit, temporary or provisional registration. It's not temporary, it is provisional registration. Then what are the advantages and why we go for temporary or provisional registrations? The provisional registration can help the institution to start the unit and start the unit and can apply for electricity, power, shade, water supply. Right? With such provisional registration, what will happen? The SSIs can apply for these power, water, shade, land, and can also start the paperwork for getting the finance, initial finance.
Sir, paperwork?
For getting the finance from financial institutions. This provisional registrations also helps to get the NOCs, no objection certificates, from any regulatory bodies like pollution control, application of the GST numbers, sales tax number, number, they can avail it. So with that provisional, you can start your vehicle. Okay, with that you can start your vehicle. Now see, once you are taking the permanent registration, then there are many advantages. And see that we have already discussed, but you need to fulfill certain criteria to get the permanent registration. If you want to register permanently or to get the permanent registration, you need to fulfill many criteria. See, if you are getting a question How to register a small scale unit? These are the points that to be answered. You need to think of what are the criteria are required. What are the criteria required to apply for the permanent registration? These are the points. Just write it down. One is that you need to take the clearance from the municipal corporations. If you want to register your unit, then you need to get the clearance from the municipality, BMC, or the respective municipal corporations. You need to get the clearance. A form is there, you need to apply it with mentioning the provisional registration number, so that municipality clearance you will get first. Same thing, I asked the person, so why you have not got the provisional, why you have not got the permanent, like kind of your pencil? No, I have not submitted all the clearance. Some paper are still missing. I'm working on it. I hope within a month I will submit the paper and I can get my full pension. So here also you need to submit or you need to fulfill certain criteria. One is that certificate from the municipal corporations. Next, application, your approval from the State Pollution Control Board. For registration, you need to take the approval from the State Control Board. Okay. You need to take the approval from the Board of Electricity. From the Electricity Department, you should take the approval before registration. You must produce it. And see, getting of such approval is only possible when you have the provisional registration. You can prepare such paperwork. Without provisional registration, it is difficult to get such paper. And that provisional registration is valid for 6 months. It is valid for 6 months. So
Sir,
after that, yes.
Sir, that obvious, because without provisional, how can they identify the number? Number
Obvious.
which entity is
Like tome gadire learner marucha. Learner is not lifelong. So that license is given for 6 months or 1 year. So after that it is invalid or you will reapply it. Now here that provisional registration is valid for 6 months, and within that you need to collect, you need to prepare on this paper to get the final or permanent registration. One is that approval from the municipal corporations, State Pollution Control Board, and the Electricity Department. Then next is that the rights of ownership. You need to provide the rights of ownership. Okay. Submission of the memorandum of association, mentioning all the board of directors' name. Submit the memorandum of association, mentioning all the name of the board of directors, their nature of work, policies and procedurals. Another is that another paper you need to submit while getting a permanent registration, all the bill and vouchers, of the equipments purchased initially, the equipments or machineries which are procured at the initial stage. Or you have started your business, suppose you got the initial registration or provisional registration, now within a month you started producing the finished product. Then after a couple of months or 2 to 3 months, you are applying for your full registration or permanent. So whatever money you have invested in which way you have invested, that you need to provide the detailed information. All the bills, vouchers of the equipment that you have purchased. Next, the purchase of raw materials. And the details of papers related to the land, building, The next, installation certificates of the machineries. Installation certificates of the machineries. You have installed one equipment, and that certificate, whether it is installed effectively or not, that certificate is to be provided. Okay. Now, you can also provide the certificate of quality certificates, if any. Quality certificates, if any, then you can also, if it is required, then you can submit it. And different types of affidavit and undertakings are also to be submitted as per requirement. Different type of affidavits and undertakings are to be submitted if it is required. Okay. The next is the papers related to registration of sales tax registration, excise duties. Now it is GST, authorized signatory, undertaking from authorized signatory. Okay. Now these are the
related to
sales tax registration, excise duty registration, or GST, all those about the details of PAN card, everything, organization PAN card, all those things are to be submitted. Okay.
yes, sir.
So these are the see, questions may come in different way. What are the advantages of SSI? What are the advantages of registration? I hope I have touched all the points in short. Both common mo discussion karichi. So, but at least if you can, it is very easy to remember. Only thing is that you need to apply your logic. If you apply your logic, then you can answer the questions without any others interference and without taking help of anyone. Right? So please read it, and I will give the soft copy materials, and you can circulate among yourself, and you can answer the questions. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Once again, congratulations to all of you. Tomorrow is the last date, but I will like pass the information when the extra classes we are going to organize. Kuma. Yes, tell me.
Hello. Sir,
कौन कहला?
sir,
हाँ.
unit 1, 2, 3 रो question.
ମୁଁ କହି ଦେଇଛି. पूरा क्लास रे कहि जाइछि 1 2 3 रो क्वेश्चन मु कहनी.
Yes, sir.
हां मु कहिछि ना सेटा कहि कि मु डिस्कशन करछि. Usually in this PCP, personal contact program, what I do, I start with a question, right? जेतिकिटा क्लास रे सेतिकिटा मिनिमम गोटे बा दुईटा क्वेश्चन मु निश्चित रूपे डिस्कशन करि दी. मु क्वेश्चन आगो कहे तापरे तार आंसर कहि छ बा गोटे सब्जेक्ट को कवर करे. हैला मु प्रथम क्लास रो गोटे क्वेश्चन कहि कि तापरे डिस्कशन करितली. तमे करना थियो जदी क्लास ठीक अछि. मु केतोले आउ थरे कहि देई पारि तो अछि
किसी
मते.
प्रॉब्लम पई सर
हां
प्रॉब्लम पई मु सब क्लास अटेंड करि पाइनी, तो सर प्लीज मते केम क्वेश्चन डाम.
आमे गोटे काम करबो. वी विल शेयर like all the YouTube link among the students. You can refer it, but still again and again I am telling, if you people have any doubt, जदि भी किछि कहारो किछि जदि doubt रहउछि, you are always, you people all are welcome to DDC. Please come with the notebook, please come with your notes. If you want to show your answers, sir, this is what I have written, this is the question and these are the points which I have written, we are always there to guide you. We are always there to help you and to assist you, so that our ultimatum is that if you are like understanding the subject and if those subjects or specialized papers is helping you to excel in your career, then our purpose of deliberation of lecture is fulfilled. So any doubt, any problem if you have, then without discussing among yourself, please come to us. We are always there to assist. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, another suggestion.
Huh?
Sir, another suggestion. You
Please.
should write. You should write a book, sir. My life at 1 year.
Book, Bohi.
Sir.
I have 5 or 6 books which I have published. You can write
No,
my
sir.
name.
No, sir. I am asking about autobiography. My life at 1 year.
You can write my name in Google. You will find n number of publications are there. Okay,
yes,
n number of publications you will get. So, but still, all the teachers, Vishwa sir had written many books. Rasmi madam had also written. All the teachers have written books. So
I'm asking about some autobiography, sir.
Autobiography. I'm not that great. I'm not that great. So if I will write, then people will start firing me. We are small teachers, poor teachers we are. So we are happy with our profession. We are happy with our students. If our students are happy, then we are happy. We are happy with that only. See,
Sir, we are also happy with our teachers, sir.
Thank you. Because see, we usually, the teachers usually encouraged with the interaction with the students. We get energy from the students. And I can assure you one thing is that, see, many things what the teacher is telling in the class is never like read by the teacher, concerned teacher. The most of the points automatically come in the class. In my case, I am telling that whatever definitions I give, most of the definitions, it comes automatically in the class when I discuss with the students. And the similar thing happens with all the students, all the teachers.
Yes, sir. That's why I called experience.
No, it is not. We become experienced with the interaction with the students.
Yes, sir.
Right? Thank you, and wish you all the best. I will contact in the group when I will start the class next. I hope just give us 2 to 3 days break. Then we will start the class with the paper where you wanted. Like one is your POM, research methodology, and in my paper. I will give the time and I will give the slot.
Yes, sir. Mr. Assignment also.
Give us some more days. Like, see, this is December, and I think by mid of January we'll start the examination. By mid of December you will get the timetable with the assignment questions.
Sure, sir. Mid of January exam will be better, sir, for us.
As soon as possible, sir.
Sir, class will be happen online.
Sir, mid of Jan will be exam will be good, sir.
That we will specify. We'll give the notice.
Sure. Thank you.
Sir, assignments should be sent as early as possible. Assignments. Sir, assignments ଯେତେ ଶୀଘ୍ର ମିଳିବ ଭଲ ହବ।
That is okay. ଯେତେ ଶୀଘ୍ର ମିଳିବ ସେତେ ଜଲ୍ଦି ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ସବୁ ଗ୍ରୁପ ହେଇଯିବ, ଫର୍ମ ହେଇଯିବ। एक क्वेश्चन
क्लास will be held on online ना?
ना सर किसी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आपण मन इच्छा दियंत सर असाइनमेंट
ना
नहीं देवा we are working professional.
सर कमिटमेंट रहउची हम सब टाइम सब ये କରିବା पड़छ ना सेही पर
किछि कत नहीं सर किछि कत नहीं हम सर वर्किंग करछु किछि कत नहीं
देवा your next teacher is
okay sir, good night sir, good night
Good night sir.
Good night, sir.
देवा
देबा कॉलेज रे भाई
तू खाली कहूच कोन करी ये हो कोन चली चोटे बा दियो जदी शीघ्र तते कोन प्रॉब्लम अछि
कोन हला रे पिला ने काई से पार्टी करछो
गुड इवनिंग मैम
गुड इवनिंग
मैम असाइनमेंट शीघ्र दियो मैम
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
गुड इवनिंग अरे सचमाई देखो रश्मि डीटीसी लिखले
कोटा ये दोस्तो
ठीक है अपन को
नहीं फोटो डॉट पूरे असली मानतल आसी
सेट करो इंटरनेट वाले